Thank you and good morning. Oh, woohoo. All right. We are about to embark on a very valuable quest. We're going on a journey to discover the treasure that lies within us. The treasure that lies within us. That's the true Holy Grail, right? Because the secrets contained in this Holy Grail within us have the power to help us create more abundant lives, to be centered in unshakable peace, to be led by and surrounded by love, and to be guided every step of the way into ever-increasing waves of joy. Sound like a journey you want to go on? Yes. Let's embark. Let's embark. So, in most adventures that you either see or read of a hero or a heroine on a quest, it generally starts the same way. They are on the brink of some major change. They're either totally dissatisfied with the status quo, or maybe they feel trapped, or maybe they are physically trapped. Or maybe they have a calling to go save the world from some evil force. Or maybe it's just a deep yearning to experience, just to have a greater experience of life. So we can think of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, who's dreaming of a more colorful life beyond the rainbow. Or Luke Skywalker, right? Who really has tapped into an inner understanding that there's something really important waiting for him. Or Indiana Jones, who's going on this major adventure to ensure that the Ark of the Covenant, that's mystically sacred Ark of the Covenant, doesn't get in the hands of the Nazis. Right? If you remember that was a long time ago. I saw it again recently to just remind myself. And then there are a lot of reluctant heroes. A lot of stories of reluctant heroes, right? And, we could think of Frodo and his friends who, in the Lord of the Rings, right? Who they just want to go back to the Shire. They just want to go back to the comfort and the safety and the beauty of the Shire. But that reluctance gives way to a sense of duty about going and saving the world. Some doom. They know that something is going to happen. They need to take some action. So there's always something motivating this activity of going on a quest. So what is it for you? Think about what it might be for you. What is calling you to the quest? Are you dissatisfied with something, in your life? Is there maybe tired of struggling with relationship issues or financial issues or health issues or loneliness? Or maybe it's a yearning for a greater experience of life. Or maybe if there's a calling, maybe you feel a calling to some, purpose, some noble purpose, some important purpose. Or maybe it's just a sense that if you could find and connect with inner peace and love, that you could help make a troubled world more peaceful and loving. So think about it for a minute. Think about what's calling you on the quest. It's different for everybody, right? And it could be a combination of things. But think about it. Think about what is calling you on the quest. Just take a moment. What is that? And why now? Why now? So, of course, in most adventures, the hero or heroine encounters some tests along the way, and they increase in difficulties, right? Sometimes it's frightening beasts. Sometimes it's dragons they have to slay. Sometimes it's an evil spirit or a wicked witch that they have to conquer. I can pretty much guarantee that you're not going to run into any of those on your quest. Not literally, right. But your dragons might take the form of old fears, right? Or resistance to change, or old patterns that just don't give up without a fight, right? And this can really tempt us to just give up the quest. But here's the thing about the tests that we encounter, the challenges. Most of them are self-created. But also, they're there in our life to really help us develop the skills and the strengths and the abilities and the talents, some of which we never even knew we had. These qualities that can really help us live this new life as fully realized, divinely human beings. So we want to breathe through it. We want to work through it. And this, it's the classic hero's journey. But on our hero's journey, not only do we have wise ones and allies and guidance and markers on our path, like they do in the stories, but we also have an abundance of love and support to help us every step of the way. Abundance. So just know that is available for you here at any moment. And as in any worthwhile treasure, it's not ever attained without some effort, right? That's going, oh no, not effort. No, not effort. Yes, effort. Effort will be required. Time and attention will be required. Self-awareness is required. Definitely self-awareness is required. Being uncomfortable with change. Change is going to be required. An ability to stay with it, to stay on the path, regardless of distractions or obstacles that can trip us up. That is all required. And sometimes some of that gets uncomfortable. But we want to take inspiration from the stories of the heroes and heroines that go through enormous discomfort, and that yet the journey's worth it. The destination is worth it. The treasure's worth it. And what's our treasure? To emerge strong and whole and fully realize and powerfully expressing that divine light that is within us, that divine life that we are, which is our true self. And that's worth an entire treasure chest of precious gems, right? And as in heroes' journeys, all heroes' journeys, there's a desire to return and to bring back what we have discovered and share it with our community and share it with our world. So that's part of it. So if you are ready and willing to go on this quest together, then I invite you to take out the handout that is in your program. You'll know the one because it's on the ancient parchment paper. And if we can have and if you don't have one, yes, raise your hand. There's a couple here, and if we can have a little accompanying music, just take a look, to look it over, look at it's kind of what we had talked about. And if you agree, you want to sign it and keep it. It's not for us, it's for you, just to remind yourself of that commitment. Put it in a place that you will see it often. Anybody have a pen? And if you're not quite ready, it's okay. You can take it home with you. You need a pen? Go. All right. Again, if you're not quite ready to sign that, then take it home with you, and you can sign it then. It's for you. It's for you to keep. It's this reminder.
Can we edit it?
What would you like to put that's not there? What would you like to change?
Well, in the second sentence, it says fully realized and powerfully expressing. So I don't think I would be fully realizing in, a month.
Uh-huh. Is it a good goal to strive for?
Maybe a little unrealistic, but
Okay.
but that might be the only word I would just kind of
Okay.
change.
Sure. Yeah, you can edit that. I'm going for this, right? I'm going for this. More fully. Yeah, put in the word more. I think that's good. Put in the word more fully realized. Do you have something to edit too?
I've heard those things can strike like lightning, though. If you do the work, you just never know. It might happen overnight.
You never know.
It's just a personal rider on the contract.
He said it's a personal rider on the contract if you're watching online. By the way, if you are with us online, welcome. We're glad to have you here. And I think Mel is putting up a link in the chat that'll bring you to the page on our website that has this also. So you can download that, you can print it out, and you can sign it too. So you're playing along with us, right? We're with you. You're with us. We're all in this together. Okay, heroes are we? And here we go. We're starting our adventure. As I say, journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So, the journey this week is to discover our inner peace. Our inner peace. What is peace? I think that's the place to start. What is peace? Is it the absence of war? Is it the absence of chaos, of confusion? Is it when everything is going smoothly? Everything is going our way in life? Yeah. But that's conditional, right? That is temporary. Conditions change, always. Conditions change. So true inner peace is unconditional. It is not bound by any conditions. So here's our first clue. And we turn to the Gospels today. In John 14:27, Jesus tells us, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you." So not the kind of peace that we find in the world. Not anything that's based on any kind of condition in the world. So it's a peace beyond that. And then later on we read, the peace that surpasses understanding. So here we have a peace that is not found in the world and that is not found in the human brain trying to figure things out. The human kind of, I can figure this out, I got this. No, it's beyond that. It's a peace that is beyond that. So it's a spiritual experience. It's beyond the humanness. It's that spiritual truth of us. So how do we get that? Well, in unity, we look at the Bible metaphorically, metaphysically, and we see that when Jesus talks about I, the I am statements, me, my, as in my peace, that he's really referring to the Christ that is within all of us. The Christ consciousness, that highest divine awareness within us, not a person, but that highest divine consciousness within us. We could also refer to this as the Tao, or nirvana or moksha or present moment awareness. Every tradition, every culture has a word for it. Every culture understands that there is this highest inner divine essence of us that is peace. And depending upon what culture, what tradition, you have a different word for it. But we're talking about, this quality of being, or a state of being. A state of being that is within all of us all the time, but it doesn't necessarily appear when we demand it. It doesn't necessarily always show up. We have to cultivate it. We have to cultivate that inner peace with regular practice. We must love ourselves enough to carve out time in our lives to nurture this inner peace, this divine peace. We want to spend time, and it's different for everybody. How people do that, it's different for everybody. I used to think years ago, there's one way to do it. You got to sit in meditation every day. But now I'm growing up a little bit. I'm realizing everybody does it different. It doesn't have to be one set thing. For some people, it's sitting in meditation every morning. For other people, it's a walking meditation. That Thich Nhat Hanh, that beautiful idea that every step you're kissing the ground. Imagine every step you're kissing the ground. That is, by the way, one of our stations of peace in the Serenity Trail. That Thich Nhat Hanh, that idea of peace is in every step. So it could be that way for some people. For some people, it's spending time connecting with a pet. For other people, for a lot of people here, it's being in nature. Connecting in nature. And boy, aren't we fortunate to have all of this access to all of this beauty in nature, and just North Carolina in general. It's just, we're so fortunate. There is not a dearth of trees to go and hug. They are everywhere. And, a lot of people have that. They feel that connection, and it feeds them. It feeds that spirit. That feeds that inner peace, because there's an awareness that essence that is in nature is in us and is everything, and it is divine. So the idea is to carve out time to get into the silence with a capital S, the silence, the stillness, and open to that essence, open to that presence, and that experience of peace that is there. And the more you do it, the more you nurture it, the more it is readily available for you. And one of the things that we can also do, at any moment, is like a little breathing exercise where and you can do this with me. On the in-breath, we think, I breathe in peace. On the out-breath, I breathe out joy. Again, I breathe in peace. I breathe out joy. And one more time, I breathe in peace. I breathe out joy. Do you feel connection to that peace? And you can do that at any time, in any, situation, particularly stressful times, stressful situations. That's a good thing to do. Just stop, take a moment, do the breathing thing. Nobody has to know what you're doing. You'll know, though, because there'll be a shift. You'll feel a shift. So use that. And then also the whole idea of cultivating, spend time, daily practice cultivating that inner peace. In fact, let's affirm that together. I cultivate my inner peace with daily practice. Together, I cultivate my inner peace with daily practice. Right. Okay, now here's our second clue. And that is, as in any quest for something valuable, we must be aware that there are forces or robbers who want to take it from us, like the Wicked Witch of the West who wants to get her hands on the ruby slippers, right? Or Sauron in Lord of the Rings, who wants all the rings, he wants all the power. He'll destroy the entire earth to get that power, the one ring that controls all power. Or the Nazis who were on a race with Indiana Jones to get their hands on that mystical power of the Ark of the Covenant. Doesn't turn out so well for them. So it's robbers. It's robbers of our peace. And we identify with that trope because it's sort of metaphorical of our human journey. You know, anytime we get close to our own inner power, to owning our inner power, there's something back there. Whether it's the ego or unhealed shadow or some unconscious pattern that just wants to take it from us. So, the idea is to become conscious, to understand what it is and pay attention. Bring awareness to it, and that just stops it in its tracks. So let's look at some of these robbers of our peace, okay? The first one, should-bes. Should-bes. I should be different. You should be different. This should be different. These people shouldn't be saying this. They should be saying that. These people shouldn't be doing that. They should be doing this. He should know what I want. Whenever we want something to be different than what it is, it robs us of our peace. We also have ideas about how things should be. You know, my work should be like this. My playtime should be like this. You know, the weather shouldn't be like this time of year. I love it, but should be different, right? My house should be different. Unity Center of Peace should be different. The driveway and the parking lot should look different. Or have you ever driven down you're going somewhere, you're driving down the road and you got to turn left, but you can't because you got to go all the way down here and then come all the way back. I am like, I should be able to turn left here. Why can't I turn left? You know, this should not be happening. This situation should not be happening. And when it isn't how we think it should be, there it goes. Peace out the window. There it goes. We also have ideas about how we should be. I should be more like this. I should be more like that. I should have finished college. I should have left him long ago. I should look more like that. I should be more disciplined. I should be more like, it's peace robbers. It's all peace robbers. We need to stop. Pay attention. Where is that going? The should-bes. Just pay attention. Now, I'm not saying don't be discerning. I'm not saying, don't have requirements or maybe go out and fix things that are wrong in the world. I'm not saying that. That's something different. I'm just saying pay attention to all of the times that there's a should be. I promise you, if you took an hour, you set your timer for an hour, and you really paid attention, there would be a half a dozen should-bes in there, whether it's you or somebody else or your life or whatever the situation is. Just become aware. Just become aware. Okay, so the second thing that robs us of our peace, the robbers of our peace, and it's related to this, and it's that we always add an interpretation to something or someone. We're always adding an interpretation. And it's not always a correct one. So when's the last time you waited for somebody to show up for something? Like they were supposed to be joining you for lunch or for a meeting and they were late. And then you start adding an interpretation of that. Maybe you got worried. That person, are they in an accident? They're not calling me because they're on a gurney being, wheeled into the hospital. And then the mind goes and the imagination goes. Or it's judgment. This person has no respect for my time. How selfish. And then when they arrive and they tell you what happened, maybe they were headed out the door and they got a call from a family member who it was an emergency and needed, to help them figure it out. So the interpretation is incorrect and unnecessary and is robbing us of our peace the whole time, right? Our interpretations are rarely accurate. So again, what we want to do is pay attention. Pay attention. Am I putting an interpretation on this? And is it robbing me of my peace? And if so, we can change it. Make something else up. Assign that person a really positive motive. At least it gives us peace. Or just remove it altogether and just what is. This is what is. Okay, so the third robber of our peace is resentments. Oh, resentments. Oh, yes. So Buddha said, those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. Those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. And we know that. We know that. But it's not always easy to release resentments. Excuse me. Not always easy to let them go. There's something about us human beings, we want to be right. We want to be right. And isn't that what a lot of resentments are there for? That person did me wrong. That person did me wrong. I'm right to feel victimized. I'm right to feel maligned. And then we get all self-righteous. They're right and I'm wrong. I'm right and they're wrong. There's another interpretation. And that too will rob you of your peace. Honestly, sometimes we do that, right? We are the ones that, made it all. We're the ones who screwed it up. They're right. Either way. And it is related to should-bes. It is related to interpretations. But the resentments, even when we know that it robs us of our peace, even when we know that it can be toxic for our mind and our body, it's sometimes difficult to release. So pay attention to that. This is sometimes really difficult work, forgiveness and releasing resentment. So I'm thinking about offering a one-day workshop where we can really work together in this, and doing it. So just put that little bee in your bonnet. Think about it. We'll, think about what the timing of that might be. But we all need support in that. All right, so that is the first leg of our journey on our quest. So if I could have the envelopes, please. The greeters are going to pass out an envelope that is sealed, and you can open that seal and take out the little gem that is within you, and this little gem will help to remind you of what we talked about today. Help to kind of keep you focused and on track. So again, the ideas that we're working on for this week, we want to cultivate our inner peace. Find something that works for us to cultivate the inner peace. We can use that exercise too, the breathing exercise at moments where we're feeling really stressed or confused or chaotic. We can use that. And remember the robbers of our peace. The should-bes, the interpretations, the resentments. All right, I have enough. Everybody got one? So put that up where you can focus on it along with your little agreement there that you've signed, and focus on it this week. Yes, Everybody ready to go with me? All right, we're doing it. We're on our quest. Woohoo! Namaste.